Okay. So now we're going to take a look at the finished floors for the remaining buildings and the lots. I'm also going to go ahead and put a box around this one. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to adjust the background mask. So it's 1.2. And I'm going to turn on the frame. Okay. And then I'm going to match this and see if it matches property. MA for match properties, and there we go. So this is the style that I'm going to use. So they're A drains. So meaning A drains is, if you look at the elevations, it's 80, 54, and 81. So this is draining to the front. The building is draining basically to the front. Okay. It's not like it has a lot of, the only drainage that's really going to the front is 8149 to 8065. Now I do want to double check the that the assembly built is the same as what we have spot grades for. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go center and perpendicular. Okay, so this point right here is 8003 and I'm looking at 80.68. So you remember that we're going down, home, annotate, aligned, nearest perpendicular. All right, it should be 17.5. I must have a bad snap. 17.5 feet, unless I just have a bad line in there. Let's check to make sure that this is 31. Nearest and perpendicular. Yep, 31.5. So I must have a bad line in here. This isn't. I'm going to draw a polyline. Here. Offset 17.5, which is an 11-foot lane and a 6.5. So I just have I have a bad line in here. And then that should be just to offset to and I'm going to match that. All right. Okay, so 17.5 feet. If I go 80.03 minus 17.5 times 0.02. See if I've got a calculator so I can show you on a calculator. Okay, so let me pull this over. So 80.03 minus parentheses 17.5 times 0.02 close parentheses equals, okay, now I'm going to add basically a half a foot, approximately, okay? And then I'm going to go plus 7 feet at 6% equals plus parentheses 5 feet at 2%. So it should be 70 or 80.7. Okay, so I've got, whoops, I got 80.68. So I'm okay with that because it's not actually a half a foot, it's approximately a half a foot, but that's just easy math. It's close enough, okay? You're talking about 2/100ths of a foot, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Now, it's also got rounding errors in it. The surfaces aren't perfect, but they're gonna get you close enough, I'm going to go ahead and change that symbol. So I'm going to click on that, go right click, select similar. I'm going to change that to a basic. Okay. Now, I'm going to copy this and this, control copy, and I'm going to bring them down here. All right, so down here, okay, so the center line here, I need to copy these. I'm going to copy it from this here, CO, center. I'm going to copy it here, nearest, and nearest, and nearest. Okay, so the center line is going to be the 79.95. 79.95. I'm going to add 2 feet to that, or 2.5 feet. It's going to give me 82.45. And then on this side, still the same. So I'm just going to move this one over because it's going to be the same elevation. I'm going to move this over a feet to here. I can use that one over there. Okay, so this one's going to have the same because it's got the same center line high point that I'm going to use. Okay, well, move that up. Okay, so let's take a look at the math. So if I have 82.45 minus 0.5, okay, so that gives me 81.95. And I look at the absolute low point here is 80.13 minus 80.13 divided by 25. So that's 7%, so that's fine. And then we take a look at this side. We have 82.45 minus 0.5, so that's 71.95 minus, and we look at the lowest point over here, which is a 79.67 minus 79.67 divided by 25. 82.45 minus 0.5 minus 79.67 divided by 25. That's 9.12% slope. So that's less than 10, so that's fine, okay? Now let's take a look over here. I'm gonna go ahead and add the center line spots over here. So I'm gonna copy these. I'm gonna click on it and I'm gonna go to Home, Copy, Center, and I'm gonna use my nearest command. Turn my endpoint off, turn my nearest on, turn that back on. So I'm going to put one here and one here. One about here for that one. One about here for that one. One about there for that one. That one. And that one. All right. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I am going to put spot grades on the backs of the lots, the real lots, based on the existing ground. So I'm going to go ahead and use my add labels. If this is gone, then just come up here, go to annotate, add labels. So my surface spot elevations on the ground, and I'm going to add, and it's going to be based off of the existing. And I'm going to put in endpoint. I'm going to use that one, that one, that one, that one, that, oops, not that one. I'll move that one, that one, that one, that one, that I am going to use here, here. I'm not sure if there's a surface out here or not. It is. So I'm going to use these two to see how it ties back down to the existing ground, because I can see I'm an 84 and that's an 82. So I'm actually sloping quite a bit up through here. So I'm cutting, as you can see in this one, I'm cutting a little bit. Okay, so I can grade this out. That's not a problem because this is just a gas easement. So I can kind of probably cut some of the surface off as long as the pipes aren't too shallow. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put one here and one here. So I'm just going along the property line. I can add more. I'm going to do one to the midpoint here also. All right, so let's take a look at this one first. So this one is 80.37. So that would be 82.50, 87, 2.5 feet. Okay, so take a look at the slope of the driveway. We'll only do a few of those because typically this works. Okay, so I have got, get my calculator back up so I can show you what I'm doing. As soon as I find it. There it is. Well, hold on. Unfortunately, it went off the whole page. All right. I'll just do this one over here because my calculator, for whatever reason, I can't pull it up to show you all. Okay. So I'm going to move this over here just to do the math. It won't print because it's on the no plot layer. So just to do the math, I've got 82.87. So that gives me 83.37. 82.37. And I have a hard time typing today. That should be a 7. And the front is, lowest one is 80.75. And it's still 25 feet. So 82.37 minus 80.75 is 1.62 divided by 25 gives me 6.48. Okay, so 6.48. That's how you calculate to see if you've got the slope. Now, here is the drainage. So this could actually be a C drainage, and that's what we're going to make this. We're going to make this a C drainage so that it goes back. But we're going to have to put inlets in, and we're going to drain it to the pond that's going to be in tract B. Okay. This is still going to be C drainage because I'm draining to the back. Now, if I look at this one, I could drain to the back because that's basically 4 feet of fall. So let's see, just quick math. Yeah, we can drain all of these to the back or turn them into B slopes if the contractor or the developer doesn't like it. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so this would be 83.13. Sorry, looked at the wrong one. This was 80.13. So this would be 82.63. Copy this one. I'm going to go ahead and put these in and then do the math in each one of them. So this is 79.99 plus 2.5 is 82.49. This one is, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Those are A's. This will be, this is going to be a modified C slash or A slash C. A slash C. And the reason is this can drain to the front while this drains to the rear. Now again, we'll have to put inlets in the back and a swale to get it to go. So this one is 79.88, which is 82.38. And this is an A. So this is a 79.85 plus 2.5 is 82.35. Okay, and that's an A. This one is 80.17, and that is 82.67. This one is going to be 80.59. So that's 83.09. And this one is going to be 81.05. So this is 83.55. So if I go 83.55 minus 0.5, 83.05, minus, this one is 81.56 minus 81.56. I'm checking the driveway slope. That's 1.49 feet divided by 25. That's 5.96. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. So we'll just clean these up as you go along to make it a nice presentation on your construction plans. All right. Remember, the ones in orange won't print. And then we've got that finished. I'm going to add, Control Copy, CO. I'm going to check the slope. Here. And I'm going to snap it to the end points here and here. And then I'm going to copy these two. From the center to perpendicular, because I just want to see what the existing is. And I'm going to change this, see how it doesn't have the question mark. If you ever see question marks, then that means it's not, there's no elevations associated. I'm going to change that to existing. Make that one go perpendicular. So it's right on the property line, because you have to tie back into the existing grade. 81.16 and 78.74. So the distance between this point and this point is 58 feet. So if I have 8.38 minus 78.74 divided by 58.12, that's 2.82% slope. So that's fine. This one's actually draining this direction, which is fine. And the other thing is we can grade this however we wish. Okay, so we'll take a look at the grading, the fine grading, when we start to look at this area here. We just got to make sure that, okay, so if this is draining off site, we need to put something, some type of inlets or something, and send it here. Okay, so we might put in some yard inlets just to collect any water that is running off site, because you have to contain all your water on your property. You can't send water off site. So what we're going to be doing up here is we'll come from the 70 and bring down and create a little trapezoidal swale in the back here. And I'll show you that in the next video when we do the storm, because our storm is going to have inlets at our low points here. So this is a low point. And it will have half inlets to get them down to this point here and drain. Now, we'll also have to put inlets in, since this is continuously grade down here to a low point. So we'll have half inlets, because there's something called gutter spread. You can't have water, if too much water goes to an inlet, it'll spread across the roadway, and then you'll have hydroplaning issues. All right, so I'm going to stop here, and I want you to go ahead and finish up cleaning this up so it's nice and neat. That looks like F3. So it'll look like this, and you'll be using your title block to put on top of this. Okay, so you'll create a sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I figure we'll go ahead and do all of the plan, and then we'll come back and create our sheets. All right. If you have any questions, just let me know.